Mr. Hooda, thanks very much for being with us. I think one of the points which did come up a little while earlier is that this is a deeply politicized issue. I'm sure you would agree that it is very deeply politicized. But in the past, the Congress has also said that they would repeal the Agricultural Produce Market Committees Act, make trade in agricultural produce, including exports and interstate trade, free from all restrictions. In some ways, this seems similar to what is now being proposed. It's now the law, in fact.
No, there is difference.
Okay.
And by the way, it is not a political issue. The farmers are agitating themselves. This is an agitation which has been organized by the farmers of Punjab and Haryana. These two states, but other states are farmers are also coming into the agitation now. Because, I mean, these are the states which are going to be most affected once the MSP regime and the APMC regime is diluted. So you can see the first reactions here, but I think it's a bad, these three laws are going to be bad for the farming situation across the country. So that's number one. Number two, yes, once the issue gets raised up, political parties do take it to the people. For example, we took it to the people in Haryana in a by poll,
yes,
which just got conducted about 10 days back. You had the results. And, you know, this is a by poll in a state with BJP and JJP are going to be in government for 4 more years, and they lost badly. They were, you know, we started from a deficit of 30,000 votes from last year's assembly elections, and we ended up winning by more than 12,000 votes. So it was a 40,000 votes which got, you know, and we won the election. Our candidate won the election, and BJP and JJP got defeated. Sound defeat in that election. That shows that, yes, we took it to the people, but it is not a political issue. Not all Congresses may have voted for us. You can understand. People gave us the mandate, defeating a sitting government in a by poll. So, so that's that. So I think it's a genuine issue. It's a farmers' issue. Farmers have all the right to take this issue to their government. But Mr. Hooda, just one more point.
This is from your, I believe this is from your previous manifesto. We will establish farmers' markets with adequate infrastructure.
On the manifesto. So that point remained, Vishnu. That's a valid point. See, we, you know, in our manifesto and what Congress party has spoken about is rationalization and reforming APMC for the betterment, not completely taking it away. I'll give you one example. What we did in Haryana, and now that similar laws we have passed in Punjab and Rajasthan. In 2008 in Haryana, during the Congress government, we amended the APMC to bring in contract farming rules, allowing the private players to come in for the purchase. We are not against the private players, but ensuring that those purchases do have to mandatory take place above the MSP, minimum support price, minimum as decided by the government, the least price that which is required to keep the farmer out of debt. So we ensured that with the contract farming rules within the APMC, private sector comes in, but they are bound to purchase above MSP, and if failure to do so, basically attracts certain penal action. So those were the kind of changes, those are the kind of reforms that we could bring in. We can move towards reform, but in a way which doesn't leave farmers at the mercy of big private players.
So Mr. Hooda, that brings me to the present situation. There's been this very unfortunate shelling, tear gas shelling, water cannons, barricades, trucks preventing farmers. Now farmers are inside. Now that they are inside Delhi, will they go back until, I mean, what is the basic demand? What will farmers now accept before they go back? What is the minimum acceptance?
So first, it's really unfortunate. In Haryana, the way Haryana government first behaved, by these barricades, by water cannons.
Go ahead, yes.
So this was really unfortunate. This is, you know, farmers were not, the protest was not, you know, violent. It was a very peaceful, organized protest. They have every right to do so. And the reason I'm saying it's double standards and unfortunate, because in the same state, a week, 10 days back, there was a by-election. The chief minister, the entire cabinet were addressing big public meetings. There was a farmer rally that JJP conducted about 3 days back in support of these bills. Now, those rallies and those functions are being organized. But in democracy, there is a voice of dissent also that you have to listen to. But they try to quench the farmer's voice. Farmer's voice is not going to be silenced. They have come here with a valid demand. And the demand is this. And this is a demand which has been answered to by the Prime Minister and the Chief Minister of Haryana also, who says that the Chief Minister of Haryana has gone on the record to say that I'll quit politics if farmers don't get MSP. Okay, you are saying that, but convert what you are saying into some form of law, because in the 3 laws that you have brought in, you have not mentioned MSP once.
Correct.
You are bringing
right.
in private
and
players.
That really is the crux of the issue. The biggest source of insecurity is the lack of mention of the minimum support price. Look, I'd like to thank you.
What's stopping the government in, just bringing in an amendment to these laws or bringing in a 4th law? See, farmers would either want that these laws are scrapped, or they would go with these laws if there is an amendment, adequate amendment, or a new law which ensures that the private players are bound to purchase at MSP. Vishnu,
Okay.
I'll make very last point, very quick point. See, this whole concept about market-based farm economics is a American imported concept. See, in America, the whole concept of agriculture has been based on a simple principle: get big or get out. But we know in America, only 0.1% of the population is actually dependent on agriculture.
You raised some
India
larger
is completely
points.
different.
Got
India
it. I get it. I need to wrap up. I'm out of time on this program. We're nearing 10 o'clock.
Agriculture system right in Haryana and Punjab. We should be trying to replicate it across the country.
Okay.
Now we are trying to destroy that.
All right.
So
I need to interrupt you, sir. Very sorry,
Yeah.
but it's just completely out of time.
No,
So
I understand.
I'm ending it over here. Love to have you to chat with you on this again.